Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Brief Nerdity Podcast. My name is Trent, and I'll be your host again for tonight. And joining me again are two returning co-hosts. We've got Mr. Ben Smith. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right. It's been a long day.
Yes. Long and exciting, or just long?
No, just long and painful.
That's never
I
good.
feel like somebody took me out back and beat me with a bat.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Brutal.
And also returning to join us tonight is Ted. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm excellent. I had another lovely unpaid day off, and my contract will eventually come through, and life will be even better then.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So, have they relocated you yet, or no?
Nope. I'm still in KC for the moment, but the purchase order, should be going through any day, and they did advance me some money, so whatever. I can wait. They keep giving me money. I'll keep waiting.
Sweet. Yeah.
Free money. Why not?
I'll get paid to wait around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish my job would do that.
No.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. We'll jump into our round robin, which is favorite band from high school. So who wants to go first?
All American Rejects.
That was quick.
I know. It was the only CD that I bought in high school, so therefore it must be my favorite.
I don't think I actually bought a CD in high school.
I mean, I don't really know how old you guys are, so maybe you're doing cassettes.
Ouch. Wow. I wasn't going to bring up your youngin status, but now the shots are fired. I don't know.
Oh, so Ted, how old are you?
Ripe old age of 25.
No, I'm not too much farther.
Okay,
I'm
we're
only
good.
30.
Yeah, I'm only 32. Thank you.
All right, fair enough.
You're old.
I did. My family did have cassettes when I was little. We used to
I
make,
did too. We had records too. I mean,
we used to make mixtapes by recording songs off the radio onto cassettes. That was fun.
I guess I should rephrase it. I didn't buy any CDs, but that's just because I wasn't really a big fan of the music of my era. I pretty much listened to 70s and 80s rock.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I would say my favorite band back then was probably Boston.
Nice.
It's a good band.
And probably Queen. Because who doesn't love Queen?
Of course.
Excellent.
Queen's amazing. All right, that's gonna make. Now I got to go after that. Mine's gonna sound like stupid. But
That's
okay.
okay.
It sounds stupider than All American Rejects. I mean, really.
I guess not. Well, I don't know. Okay, so if we're going off of CDs purchased, then it's Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
Or the Shrek 2 soundtrack.
Excellent.
Those are the only two. Oh no, I bought a Maroon 5 CD when they were brand new.
Yeah. See, before they were cool, so therefore.
Yeah. They opened for Sugar Ray and Matchbox 20.
Nice.
And no one who knew who they were back then, and so I bought their CD, and it was all the early stuff. It was actually really good.
Nice.
But I'll say my favorite band probably during high school was Linkin Park. I would say.
Yeah, they had some good ones.
Lots of angsty, screaming music. It was, it's great. So,
But come to think of it, I actually listened to a lot of Enya back then too. So kind of
Enya's the best.
polar opposite there.
That's why I was a huge fan of Enya. Also, it was like Enya to Linkin Park to Good Charlotte to All American Rejects. I was a big fan of Yellow Card. Yellow Card was good.
I have no idea. Like so many of these names.
You don't know who Yellow Card is?
You're like,
Not a clue.
They do like Ocean Avenue.
I have
I know
no
that song.
idea.
I'll send you a link later. You've probably heard it before in a movie or something.
There's a good chance. That just, yeah.
Does Ted know who they are?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
I was never much of a music buff.
All American Rejects were probably oldies for you by the time you were in high school. So
I mean, basically. That's why I had to buy them in a CD and not as an MP3.
I guess they were active when I was in college. Anyway. So moving on, let's talk about some games we've been playing. I'll go ahead and jump in. Some of us have recently been getting into Starbound again. Again, for some of them, it's my first time really giving it a go. I've started other servers in the past, and I just kind of like fell super quickly behind, and I was like, I don't want to play this.
That's every server ever for me.
But we're starting now again, and it's fun, and I'm enjoying myself. So there's that.
Just kind of reminds me of Josh on Ark. It's like, hey guys, I got a raptor. He's like flying around on a dragon.
Right?
Never mind.
That's nice.
That's a nice raptor that you got there. So what have you guys been playing?
I've been playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That's the second of the reboot of the series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so far it's pretty good. It's been staying true to the reboot series, which was good the first time around. I like a lot of these games where it's like role-playing game and the choices you make like change the outcome, right? And when you do things, sometimes you don't know if you're changing the outcome or not, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this game, it's like I have a very obvious choice here. like some of the time, and other times you're like, oh, I could have done something very differently there, and that probably would have done something else. So it's nice that I can actually tell when I'm making a decision instead of being like, I'm just playing the game. And then I play a game a second time and I'm like, oh my God, this is a totally different game. Like, I like the fact that I have the power to make the choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get into those. Are you playing them on PC or?
Absolutely PC. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my latest console is a 360, I think. So
nice.
I'm a little behind.
PC Master Race.
Exactly.
Only the best.
Well, I mean, there's so few games I would ever even consider playing on the consoles that I can't just get on a computer.
There's a number for me that are building up on PlayStation. I'll be honest. I want to play Last of Us and the Uncharted games, Infamous, the new Spider-Man game that's coming out later this year.
Yeah.
I think it's getting to the tipping point where I feel like it's really worth buying one finally.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I think my tipping point's going to be, what's that? Final Fantasy VII Remake? Hell yeah.
They've already announced that's coming to the PC, haven't they?
Has it? Oh, well, I might not be getting one then.
Don't take my word for it. Like, this isn't like breaking news or anything, but I thought they said they would do it for PC also.
I'm sure at some point I'll need a Kingdom Hearts like compilation in one area anyways, so.
That game's never going to end anyway.
Yeah, I've been really disappointed with that one. Like, 1 and 2 were a blast, and they just came out with a million frickin' little titles.
That's the thing. Like, I had a friend
every other handheld.
I had a friend try to explain to me like the 2.6, 2.8, whatever. I was like, the hell? Like, just come out with the third one already.
Nope.
Said everybody to Valve for any of their games. So, how about you, Ben? What have you been playing?
Well, I'm an extreme masochist, so I've been playing League.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely masochistic at the moment.
It's been painful.
Yeah, the new season started.
Yeah, it's very obvious because suddenly I'm being paired up against people that just destroy me.
Yeah. I came to the conclusion the other day that they tried to balance everyone down for the start of the season, and so like everyone's been crammed into the bronze leagues for the most part, like bronze and silver and maybe some in gold, but there's people that were, gold last season that are bronze this season I've been playing against, and I'm like, you are above my level. Please go higher and leave me to the actually bad players like me.
Yeah.
So I can eventually maybe my goal is to get into silver. Like that's my lofty goal for the season.
That's brutal.
I know.
I started bronze too, so here's to hope.
Yeah.
But every time I ever get to those rank ups, something always goes catastrophically wrong.
Pretty much, yeah.
Every single time.
How have you adjusted to that new rune system? I know it came out a few months ago, but it made me stop playing. Honestly, I was going for it, like trying to learn it, and then I was like, I'm no longer having fun.
Oh man, that's sad because I'm having the opposite feeling. I love the new rune stuff.
Oh, good.
My problem is there's a few things I like about it, but I really preferred the old one just because when you could actually stack very specific things like armor, magic resist, I just felt like there was more customization to what you wanted to do with the character.
Sure.
And I missed that.
Yeah, I just didn't like how long it took to farm all the different types for the different builds you wanted to make. And then, obviously, it shouldn't be a big deal. I've been playing this game since
7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. So, I've had time, but I don't know. It always felt like this weird, I want to throw 30 runes in and get 0.7 armor or something. It didn't feel
way more than that.
Fun. Well, I know, but it didn't feel like I was so some of the new runes are maybe a little too powerful, but they have some really cool abilities, and I feel like the choices are meaningful.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of them are kind of broken. And
oh yeah,
it's in some severe need of fine tuning right now.
The fleet-footed one is stupid at the moment, in my opinion.
Pretty much. What's that? Heal again?
Yeah, freaking self.
Screw all of you. Yeah.
So
because come on, ADCs did not need a boost. Oh, actually, that's the other thing I'm pissed off about. Frickin' League. They took away my spell vamp on Morgana. Those whores. It only works against champions and jungle creeps.
Wow, that's brutal.
What the hell?
Nope, Jungle Morgana. I want to see you make it happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen, but I don't know. I just that was her whole thing. Lane sustain. It's gone.
Yeah, throwing down that AOE under a field of creeps, and you're just and I'm healed.
Yeah, and they took away my freaking Frost Queen's claim. I hate them.
That was a casualty of the shield one, the tanky support item that ADCs were taking.
I never saw a ton of Frost Queen's claim. That seemed kind of odd.
No, that's what I'm saying. They got rid of the third level of all of them because of the shield.
So you can still get the one for supports that gives you more wards.
Yes, the ward is just not the third level that has the abilities like the shield, the ghosts, and the coin movement is what I'm talking about.
I just sworn the ward one was the third. Because it went from the little dagger to the bigger dagger, and then it used to go to the Frost Queen's claim. But then it also started going to this shield-looking thing that gave you wards.
Yeah, the wards were always an optional combination of the ward item and the gold item, but you had to not go to the third level of the gold item. But now you just have no option. It only goes to the ward item. Anyway, for any non-league players, this is incredibly boring. So we're going to jump ahead and talk about some what we've been watching lately. Who wants to go first? Don't everybody speak at once.
Apparently, I'll go.
Go for it.
It's not necessarily what I've been watching, but what I'm excited for is the movie coming out, Dundee. I was a huge Crocodile Dundee fan back in the day. It was just a fun, silly little movie, and I really like the direction they're going to take it.
So I've seen the little teaser where the guy gets out of the Jeep and they're like, "You're his son," or whatever. Let's have that fun twist on it.
Have you seen the old Crocodile Dundees? Do you get kind of the whole joke there?
Oh yeah, I love those movies.
Okay, yeah, I just thought it was clever because why try to live up to Dundee, when you can just have the same concept but shift it to a different character so he's not constantly competing with the old school.
It's true.
It'd be like Indiana Jones popping up with his son, and the son's just never going to live up to the name. So same concept, move on to a different thing.
Yeah,
I think it'll work out well. And let's face it, who doesn't love Chris Hemsworth?
Well, yeah, I love Chris Hemsworth for many reasons, but
many reasons.
I'm not a huge fan of that comedian that they're having play his son. I don't think
I don't actually know who that was.
I forget the guy's name. I've seen him, and I'm not a huge fan, so that kind of turned me off a little bit. But I'll probably see it anyway. So
reasons.
Right, all the reasons. So many reasons. So speaking of reasons, I've been watching Riverdale again for much the same reasons. It came back from its winter hiatus, and I've caught back up to it and Dynasty actually already. I've actually really been liking it. They've taken an interesting new direction. The winter finale kind of ended one of the storylines, and they've kind of started for a new storyline, and I'm enjoying it. It's surprisingly good for the network that it's on. So yeah.
What's it about?
So it's a kind of dark take on the Archie comics. So it's like Archie, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, all those people like from the Archie comics that if you've read them, you recognize the name. None of the stories.
The names. I never really got into Archie, but
right. Yeah, none of the stories really are all that connected to the comics, but it's just kind of like a new take on those characters. And so they're in high school, and there's like murders going on and stuff. So,
what show is this?
It's called Riverdale. So it's fun. You should give it a try.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Oh, it's live action though.
Yes, it is live action. It's not a cartoon.
You said Archie, so I just assumed cartoon.
No worries. So how about you, Ted? What have you been watching lately?
We rediscovered that the Shannara Chronicles have new episodes out.
Oh, that's right.
On Netflix. So we're rewatching. My wife and I are rewatching the first season, and then we're going to start on the second season.
Nice. I saw that. Yeah, I watched like the first 5 or 6 when it was on MTV.
Yeah, you should revisit it because it's excellent.
Yeah.
Ditto. I watched about 5, and then just nothing came out for a while, and I completely forgot it existed.
It's on Netflix.
Nice. So is it like 2 seasons now, or?
There are 2 seasons on Netflix. That's correct. And they're kind of short. Worry when we first started it, because I feel like short seasons, it's like you either didn't have confidence or you didn't get a following, right? And so, but I find it to be well worth it. It's really, really good.
Are we talking like 6, 7 short, or like normal cable 10?
I think it's like 10 or 12.
Oh, okay.
So it's not horribly short, but it's yeah.
Well, I mean, for cable series, that's pretty average these days. I'm actually kind of starting to like that style where it's just like 10 or 12 in a row, and a lot less filler. You know, less like Freak of the Week episodes.
Yeah, they keep and they cut out the bad ones.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes going through and binging old shows that I love, like Star Trek Voyager or something, it's like I love that show, but holy crap, there's like 24 episodes a season. It's gonna take me like 2 years to get through. So there's that.
Good show.
That's good. I'm gonna have to give that a watch here soon. How far into the first season are you now?
I think we're about a little over halfway.
Okay.
Yeah. So really getting to the good bits now.
Nice.
It's good the whole time. So
that's good. I really like the guy who plays the druid.
Al-Anon. I don't know what his actor name is, but yeah.
He does Deathstroke on Arrow, and he was on Spartacus. He's a really good actor. I like him a lot. So
yeah, I like him for reasons.
Good old reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wasn't he kind of short?
I don't show.
Yeah, he can be any height you want on TV.
Yeah, I just remember I just remember Deathstroke being like really tiny on the show, and it kind of bothered me.
I don't know.
Well, if you ever read the books, Al-Anon was supposed to be larger than life, like 6'7", imposing figure, blow your face off, and then they got this little guy.
Yep.
Blow your face off. Yep.
Shush you.
Hey, you were doing it to me 2 weeks ago.
I'm just saying, I was a huge fan of the books growing up, and he's a good actor, but he doesn't portray the character that I, kind of envisioned.
Gotcha.
I'll have to pick up the books.
It's not like a huge issue, I guess, but it's kind of like what I was saying to Trent a little while ago. I'm not a huge fan of how they're portraying the other races, because the other races were always portrayed in a very classical, a dwarf's a dwarf, a troll's a troll, not a troll's, something that popped out of Fallout 4.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's very different. It definitely doesn't have the same feel. I mean, I guess elves, you can't really screw that up. They got that right, but
Hey, careful. Someone else will come along and mess it up.
Yeah.
I do love Davies in it. Davies has been amazing.
Who's Davies?
The Professor?
I'm not following.
Quantum Leap? Or not Quantum Leap. Yeah, was it Quantum Leap? Ah, crap.
Oh,
mind blanking.
Sliders.
Yeah, Sliders.
The guy from Sliders.
His name is Jonathan Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
Dude is an amazing actor. He's the king.
Was he Gimli?
Yes, he's Gimli.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna have to toss me.
Don't dare the elf.
That's what's really funny. He plays the Elf King in this one.
Yeah, that is kind of comical. I never thought about that. Nice.
But yeah, I found it interesting that they based the show off of the second book in the Shannara trilogy, from what I was told.
Yes.
So I found that interesting.
Elfstones was the second one. I think it was the more popular of the two. The Sword of Truth didn't, I think. Or not Sword of Truth. Gosh, it's been too long. Yeah, the Sword of Shannara. I don't think it was ever as possible or as popular as the Elfstones. I think the second one is where it kind of really started to pick up.
Nice.
So, but the best by far is the 4-book series that starts with the Scions of Shannara. Give it a read.
Okay.
But probably still best to start at the Sword, just because chronological and all that jazz.
So I've added 7 books and a new TV series to my list tonight. So well done, gentlemen.
Glad we could help.
There's far more than 7 at this point.
I know, but you mentioned 7 specifically, so
we'll start there. See if you like it.
Nice. Alrighty, so let's move on to our main topics for the week, which we actually have kind of a good backlog of listener questions and topics. So I thought we would just kind of dive into those and see how far they take us, because some of them are pretty in depth, I think. So the first is from my friend Annie, who shout out does the Brief Trek episodes with me on Sunday evenings, which will also be launching tonight because of technical difficulties from yesterday. Anyway, she says, what are your feelings about the Han Solo movie? What would you like to see or not like to see? What do you guys think?
Well, it's got Woody Harrelson in it, so that's a plus.
I know. I'm interested to see Woody Harrelson in the Star Trek universe or Star Wars universe, because he really only ever plays Woody Harrelson. So
yeah, but I could totally see that working somewhere. Seriously.
I'm wondering, if he's going to be like Han's mentor or someone that he steals from, or some. I don't know. It'll be fun to figure out.
I could definitely see the mentor role.
I just want Chewie. I just want Chewie to have good screen time and to be awesome, and then I'll be happy.
Yeah, I really hope that we get that story.
It's got Clint Howard too.
I hope we get that story between Chewie and Han, because from what I remember, we had that story and then it got eliminated by Disney, right?
Yeah, I mean there was a trilogy of books, the Han Solo trilogy, that talked about his origin and him and Chewie meeting up, and I almost said hooking up. I was like, that's
Yeah,
awkward.
careful. That was some fan fiction right there.
Fan fiction.
I don't think that was quite canon, Trent.
Hey, it's canon in my head. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, those books got legendized by Disney when they took over. So it'll be a new take on the Han Solo origin story.
Yeah, they pretty much wiped the slate clean and said, nope, we're going to do whatever the heck we want.
Yeah, Star Wars is in a really interesting place right now in that the movie's in like 3 months and we haven't seen a trailer.
Yeah,
And
that bothers me.
Really strange.
yeah. And on top of that, Star Wars, I mean, obviously, The Last Jedi made a ton of money, but it also burned out really quick.
So many people.
It already dropped out of the top 10 this week in the showings. After just 7 weeks, Last Jedi or Force Awakens made it 11 weeks in the top 10.
I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
It's yeah, I liked it on the
liked
second
it too.
viewing.
I don't know. Unfortunately, some things were ruined for me, and I didn't like it.
It's better when you see it. So I mean, you have to give it a chance at some point. Or you don't have to.
Definitely, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm gonna watch it at some point. I just haven't had a chance to. But I don't know. Just like I read an article about Mark Hamill, and like he apparently really hated like his character, and that was kind of sad.
Yeah, I saw that interview.
He in that same interview, there's some context missing. If you watch the full video, he clarified at the end that once he saw the full movie and saw what Ryan's vision was, that he liked it a lot better than he originally thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, he did say that he basically had to pretend he wasn't playing Luke Skywalker anymore. It was just so detached from how he felt the character was.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of where they took him. I would rather it have gone a different way, but at the same time, like
from what I've heard, yeah, I agree. Like that's honestly probably my biggest gripe.
Yeah, I still ended up liking it overall. And I think my main sadness is just Leia not being in the next one, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pull off.
Yeah. So the Star Wars, like with Han Solo, a lot of people are saying that like Star Wars might be in trouble because of the how quickly 8 burned out in theaters, like the massive fan war over it, and the fact that
Star Wars, it's like one of the biggest franchises in history. It ain't going anywhere.
I know. When people say that, people are comparing it to Warner Brothers and DC comic movies right now.
Yeah, but DC never did that great.
It made a lot of money. Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad made a ton of money.
Oh, I know it made money, but nobody really had much good to say about it typically.
Well, I know, but that's what people are worried about with Solo and Last Jedi, is that it made a ton of money with a lot of people that didn't like it.
Yeah,
all empires must fall.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's been going since the 70s. I think it might hit a road bump, but it ain't going anywhere. There's too many rabid fans for it.
I'm hoping so anyway. I'll have to see where it goes. So let's see. The next question is from TK, a friend of ours. He says, the new Lara Croft trailer.
Skip that one.
No. It says, the new Lara Croft trailer. What are your thoughts? Have you played the newer Lara Croft games? Did you notice or also think that there were references to the game itself? I'll go ahead and jump into this one. I didn't play the newest really good Tomb Raider game that came out, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago-ish, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But there's definitely some tie-ins to the movie seems to almost be stealing direct shots from it, which I think is fantastic. One of the biggest gripes we've had about video game movies up to this point is that they're not following along with any of the actual video games that people love. They're just kind of doing their own spin on it and doing a terrible job.
Wait a second, I'm confused. They're making a new Tomb Raider movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yes, you should go see the trailer after this. It looks really good. I think.
Yeah,
It does look really good.
if they are tying it into the games, that could be pretty cool. I really enjoyed the first one. Unfortunately, there's only 2 out right now, right?
In the newest generation, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm referring to. I just haven't found a good sale for the second one, so
Yeah.
enjoyed the ever living crap out of the first one. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me what you think about the trailer, because there's literally a few scenes after watching my ex play it, where like it shows her like going down a river and like grabbing onto a log, just like I remember from the video game, and like the whole thing is like her on an island and she's starting out brand new again. So it seems very similar to that first game, which I think is awesome.
And it looks really promising in its own right.
That too. People are saying that this might be the first good video game movie, and I'm excited for it. What do you think, Ted?
Yeah, I mean, in its own right, it looks good. I actually have enjoyed other video game movies. If I just took a step back and was like, this is now a movie, enjoy it as a movie. Oh, this is a good movie. It has nothing to do with the video game. And I'm not familiar with the actual Tomb Raider series much. I didn't play a lot of the games. I think I played like one on Dreamcast or something. Like, maybe.
Nice.
So, I'm not terribly attached to this video game series, but it looks like a great movie in its own right.
I'm curious what some of the video game movies you liked were.
I might get hate mail about this one. I actually liked Warcraft.
Oh,
See? I knew it. Like if I take a step back,
I don't know. It's even if I took a step back, my biggest problem with Warcraft is it just felt way too rushed. The story just didn't.
Well, I mean, compared to the great codexes and tomes of lore now that have to do with Warcraft, I mean, you could be a historian of Warcraft and you would have basically a full-time job.
You could, but I feel like they basically tried to cram, like for a good example would be like Lord of the Rings. They've got like 3 movies for Lord of the Rings. Each one was like 3 hours long. I felt like they tried to take that kind of content and cram it into 2 hours.
There was some stuff that felt a little rushed. I mean, they had to do universe building and tell that story at the same time, which was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it would be easy. I don't know. It didn't do it for me, and I think it's pretty much killed any and all chance of more of that to happen.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I mean, if Paddington 2 can happen, why can't we get another Warcraft movie?
There it is.
I was not a huge fan of the character Medivh either.
Well, I mean, so another reason why I like the Warcraft movie is because I knew a little bit of Warcraft. Like Warcraft 3 came out in my middle school years, I think. And so like I knew some of the references. I got like what was going on, even with the little bit of backstory I had. But my wife, who knows nothing about Warcraft, she's like, yeah, that's an orc, I guess. Like that level of Warcraft. Yeah.
I will give the movie
She was like
beautiful.
Yeah, right. It brought them up to speed enough to get what was going on, and she actively enjoyed it. Now she's not going to pick up World of Warcraft, but she actively enjoyed a movie about something that I enjoy, which is video games. Awesome for me.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
fair.
know. I just the movie was gorgeous. I mean, just everything looked amazing, but I don't know. Let's face it. What we really want is our animated Warcraft. When are they going to open up a Pixar thing?
Between Overwatch and Warcraft, they could start a streaming service, and I would pay right now immediately.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. If they would come out with $10 a year, like $10 a year, and that would be like a 10 episode or like, just I'll be. There could actually be an I can speak. An embarrassingly small amount of content released, and I'd probably still pay for it.
Oh yeah,
just because they do such a good job with their animation.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I liked parts of the Warcraft movie. I liked it overall. I don't think it's a great movie, but I like how they depicted mages because that's what I play in World of Warcraft. So seeing Khadgar throw spells at the orcs was fun. What I really want them to do, because I think it's the best story and could make really good movies, is tell the Arthas story from Warcraft 3 and turn it into like either a 2-part or a 3-part movie with like
it's a really good storyline.
Yeah, like his training and like then his fall and like then the whole Frozen Throne stuff. I think it could be amazing. They might have to actually end with like jumping forward into the Warcraft story about when Arthas gets taken down, so that there's some feel good at the end. But I think that'd be cool.
I hate to say it, but I don't think they really picked a good spot to come into the series either.
Well, I mean, it's the story of the original Warcraft, so I guess people
I know.
felt like that would be a good way to go.
Right, it
But
feels
it's-
like a beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, make it a prequel. Start in the middle.
Well,
Come back
I mean,
style.
I'm just saying there's much more famous and better stories than the original bit. So
It's true. The story in the first one was pretty lackluster. Warcraft 2 and then Beyond the Dark Portal probably would have been a better starting place. And just like tell like the stories of like, oh, the orcs have returned, blah blah blah. And you'd be like so interested, like, oh, what's happened before in this world? Like, I don't know. It's good stuff. But yeah, so I'm excited about Tomb Raider. I think it looks great. Ben agrees. Via cough.
oh, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Following up on video game movies, there is one I really enjoy. It's more of a guilty pleasure, mind you. It in no way, shape, or form was a good movie. Super Mario Brothers.
Like Warcraft, I understand. Super
yeah.
Mario Brothers. Oh my god.
Super Mario Brothers is a class of crappy all to itself.
See, I actually really liked that movie. I don't know if
I
it's
do
just
too.
nostalgia, but
That's the thing. Like, I think I only love it because I was a kid when I watched it. And
Pretty
like, if I
much.
tried to watch it now,
You're talking about the live action one with like the slime
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
yeah,
Oh
the
with
one with
Mario and Luigi Mario.
god. Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah.
At least the guy that got to play Mario, amazing actor. But apparently, both him and Luigi hated the movie with a fiery passion. Showed up drunk for most of the filming because apparently, as he put it in his own words, the directors were a bunch of pompous asses that were basically not nearly as talented as they thought.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
good times.
Great oldies. Anyway,
I'm just saying, I like Smee. He's a great actor.
Well, that was Smee.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I never connected that. I love Smee. What about Shmee? Shmee. Anyway, so let's move on to the next question. Spencer sent us kind of a multi-part question, so we'll start with the first part. Top games, movies, and books of the new year. What are you excited about? Let me start with Ted.
Sea of Thieves.
Ooh, what's this?
Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is a role-playing, open-world pirate game.
Oh, yeah, I've seen something about that.
Yeah, it's in closed beta. I think it might be closing today or tomorrow. Coming out in March, and it looks pretty legit. And the thing I really want to do with it is like port it or something, or kind of jerry-rig it to VR, because I think that would be legit and give me instant seasickness, but it'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I get motion sick enough on my regular monitor because I'm getting older, apparently, or something stupid, which makes me upset. But
Did you get a walker for your birthday?
hey now.
He is 32.
Ancient.
Listen here, youngin. Give me a VR walker. Turn into a tank or something in the game I'm playing.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, so Sea of Thieves, and really the thing that makes it, from what I've seen of gameplay, the thing that makes it is the lack of heads-up display.
Huh.
So you literally are just seeing what your character sees. You have no compass on the screen. You have no like location marker. Like you do, if the person's like close to you, you can see their name above them, but you don't get any of that. The only thing that you really see that comes out, like pull out your pistol, it shows you how much ammo you have. But that's it.
Huh.
So in order to figure out where you are, you have to like go find a map and like go look at the map.
Yeah,
Or you have to, like-
I got really annoyed with sailing around in Wind Waker. This sounds worse.
I'm gonna get so lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. Hold on. The map is a little bit smarter than that. So the map on your ship shows where you are.
Oh.
You don't have to figure out where you are. You know where you are based off the map. Actually, it has a little icon that says you are here, and it shows you what direction you're pointing. So you can actually like figure out where you're supposed to go or how to get there.
Okay.
It's not unmanageable like it would be like in real life.
So can you like own your own ship and stuff, or do you like join a crew, or
You spawn, from what I can tell in the beta anyway, you spawn with a ship. It's a little short ship. And then you can join other people. And if you like, I think if you load in together as a crew, you start with a bigger ship. So maximum crew size is 4 right now.
So
So you
solo
get a-
mode is basically Jack Sparrow style.
Yeah, exactly. You have a little ship with like 2 cannons on it. And then with like the 4-person ship, I think you get like 6 or 8 cannons or something. So yeah. It looks pretty awesome. I'm thinking about getting 2 copies, and then when I'm flying back and forth from Chicago, playing with my wife, because that seems like a fun time.
that does sound fun. I'm gonna have to look into this.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Nice. So let's see. I'm looking forward to. There's a Dresden book coming out this year. It's not a main entry. It's a collection of side stories, but it's more Dresden, so I'm excited about that. It's called Briefcases. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
One of them is Harry Dresden does jury duty, which I think sounds incredible.
Actually, that does sound amazing.
So there's that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of video games that I'm really excited about. Like maybe is the Jurassic World Park game coming out this year? Do you guys know?
I
have no idea.
think so. Hold on.
I didn't really ever get into the SimCity like games.
The Park Simulator ones are super fun. Yeah, Jurassic World Evolution comes out 2018 is what it's currently slated. So I guess that's the game I'm most excited for. I like those kind of sim games, especially like sim park games or sim business of some kind games. So that looks like a lot of fun.
Did they say in this one if your dinosaurs will break out?
They have your stuff has a chance of breaking down, and so your dinosaurs can escape, and so you have to manage like your security and your response forces. And
It's Jurassic Park. I
Basically,
feel like
you-
you can't call it Jurassic Park if dinosaurs don't break out.
eat people.
Fair enough. I just remember seeing some kind of post, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where someone will do a game where you sim Jurassic Park, but then when the dinosaurs break out, you go into first person, and you have to like go and like be basically one of the main characters of the show.
Huh. I don't think this has that.
Okay, it's still all sim,
I
and then
think
when they break out, you still have to manage your response. Fair enough. It sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
From what I've seen anyway. So basically, it's like the goal of the game is to be at least a better park manager than the one from the movie.
That is not hard to do.
See if you can make it so where like not everyone dies a terrible, horrible death.
Like I said, not hard to do.
Oh man! So speaking of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, the new Jurassic World comes out this year too, right?
I believe so.
Yes, it
And
does.
I'm excited.
That looks fun.
I'm glad you're all excited. I find the premise to be shaky.
It's Jurassic Park. I don't even care what the premise is. I'm gonna like it.
Yeah,
Freaking dinosaurs, dude. I'm gonna love it just inherently.
right. I'm a guy who loves number 2 and number 3 despite themselves.
Oh,
heck
okay. So yeah, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's a fun new take. Like it's supposed to be scarier than the previous ones supposedly, but then it's also like so there's no park, right? So they go back to the to try to save the animals because the volcano is going to explode.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't like think that maybe they shouldn't build a park where an exploding like an active volcano was, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Premise is shaky. Keep going.
But I mean, so it's like it's a combination of a natural disaster movie and a dinosaur movie put together. So that's kind of cool. And they showed they showed an ankylosaur running along, and I love those. And so I was like, yay!
Just go to see that again.
Jurassic World. I squeed so hard when the T-Rex popped out and fought the other dino.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was just like all of Jurassic Park culminating into this one awesome moment.
Yeah, it was very nostalgia heavy at the end there.
Oh,
it was great.
Especially since they didn't freaking kill off the T-Rex this time. You don't do that.
Let's see. What are you excited for, Ben? Anything coming out this year that you're looking forward to?
I am not up to date on anything at this point in time.
I'm
not even sure what's coming out. The new year started and it kind of kicked me in the nads.
Sounds fun.
Nope.
Okay, so we'll move on to Spencer's second question or topic, and it's the Disney purchase of Fox. We talked about this on the podcast before, but not with you guys, so I'd like to get your feelings on it.
I'm really torn on it. Like I on one hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, one company's owning everything. Like this is not often a good thing. But on the other hand, I'm like, look what they did with Marvel. It's amazing. So
right. I feel like Fox has a lot of intellectual property that could be better done than it has been in the past.
Well, and by buying Fox, I mean I believe it brought back into the fold some of like the X-Men and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll get all of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back to Marvel,
which is a big deal. So we might actually get a good Fantastic Four movie.
Oh yeah,
the last one was literally made so that they wouldn't lose their licensing to it.
Yeah, we could have a Storm versus Thor fight. That would be awesome.
Ooh, that'd be amazing. That has actually happened in the comics.
I know. I want to see it so bad. So
that's been a big gripe for so many people. It's just the X-Men not being present in all the Marvel landscape because they've always been a huge part of everything.
Yeah. Marvel movies will actually be able to say the word mutant now, which they were banned from saying before.
I didn't know they were banned.
Really?
From that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Because when they brought Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver into the Avengers, they weren't allowed to talk about like who their parents are and like the fact that they're mutants. Like they had to come up with a different excuse for their powers and stuff.
You do kind of have to wonder how that's going to play out because now there's two Quicksilvers.
I'm assuming the X-Men will probably be rebooted again, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty
seems safest
at this point.
Yeah,
but still, it was an amusing thought because they had the Days of Future Past one, and then they killed off the other one. So,
well, it's really funny that like Quicksilver and Quicksilver were best friends in I think the movie Kick-Ass. Like those two actors played friends in that movie, and then they each became Quicksilver.
Huh. That is kind of
crazy. But there's a meme that shows it all. I think it's Kick-Ass anyway, but it's really funny. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how the Dark Phoenix movie does this year because I mean I love X-Men, so I'm excited to see it and to see if they do it any kind of justice, which I'm not holding my breath for because they almost always mess up the Dark Phoenix story.
They just mess up the Phoenix period. That has just been a blemish.
Yeah.
The entire time. I mean, I don't know. Eric once tried to argue with me that there was like, I think it was Eric, there's just so much world building you have to build up to involve the Phoenix. No, it's just an extraterrestrial creature with superpowers. Go.
Yeah.
The M-Cron Crystal doesn't have to be a part of this. The Shi'ar Empire doesn't have to be a part of this. Just big ass energy beam. Go.
I mean,
not schizoid gene.
The cartoon was able to do the story in what, like 5 half-hour episodes?
Yeah, I actually brought that up as a point, and it was very informative.
Yeah. And so, I mean, all you got to do, I mean, if you know it's going to be a franchise, X-Men 2 started it really close. Like, it could have been really great. But then they messed it all up with X3, and we won't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
If you know that, I mean, because X-Men has so many great stories, you could sow some of the seeds early on about, Jean, and then like with the show like after credit scenes like Marvel does, and sow stories of the Dark Phoenix or the Phoenix.
Just look at every Marvel movie recently, how they're like building into this one giant, like Infinity War movie.
Right.
X-Men could have that unto itself. They've got so many stories.
Yep. Absolutely.
Totally agree with you.
And so many characters too.
Oh my gosh, there's a billion of them.
So, anyway.
I did find it kind of funny in Deadpool, though. The, what was it, Mega Sonic whatever?
Oh, yeah, I love her.
Yeah, totally not what she's like in the comics.
Oh, really?
That was really strange. Yeah, she's like a psychic that can, like, see people's deaths, and that's, like, it.
Huh.
So I don't really understand why they, like, took that name and then threw it on something that didn't even resemble it. I mean, she was a fun character, but it seemed kind of odd.
It's really weird because, like, the name suggests more like what you would see in the Deadpool movie rather than a psychic person.
Oh, totally.
Like Megasonic, whatever her name was.
I'd almost be willing to bet someone just heard the name, it got thrown out there, and like, yes, we're using that. I mean, come on, it was Deadpool.
Speaking of Deadpool, that is actually the one hesitation I have about the Disney purchase of Fox, is because, like, are they going to have an adult branch that can publish a Deadpool movie, or is it going to become PG-13ified for its third entry?
That would be awkward.
Hate,
right?
I wasn't as big a fan of the Deadpool movies, so I don't think it would bother me.
You can leave. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to keep talking. That's fine.
Deadpool's amazing. So I guess let's say that's another movie I'm really excited for, and I think that comes out in February. So that's exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, that PG-13ing the third movie would kind of seriously wreck the tone.
Yeah. So hopefully they figure out that. I'm assuming Ryan Reynolds can make it happen now that he's got some clout. So let's see.
Just not Green Lantern clout.
No, but I feel like he's emerged on the other side of that now.
Oh, for sure. I actually didn't mind the Green Lantern movies as much as everybody else did. I kind of wonder if I need to go back and watch it again and see if that still holds true.
I mean, I everybody knows I have a pretty low bar when it comes to, like, I can go to a movie, and if it has action and some funny parts and good-looking people in it, in some level, you hold my attention pretty easily.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just, the one huge thing I really want these kind of movies to get away from is the frickin' energy cloud problem.
Energy cloud problem.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the second Fantastic Four, frickin' Galactus was nothing more than a big cloud of energy. What the freaking crap? And the same thing happened with Parallax and the Green Lantern. Like, if you're gonna have these like world-ending entities, freaking use the world-ending entity. Don't just do a freaking puff of smoke.
That's more relatable, Ben.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Galactus is like one of the biggest characters in Marvel ever, and they screwed that up. I mean, he is so iconic.
Yeah.
How do you go from Galactus to Black Cloud?
Well, it's funny. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 actually did that right. I don't know if you saw that movie yet or not.
I have. Which part are you
With
referring
ego?
to them doing right?
But it's like the boss being the boss, the bad guy being like a giant, super powered alien being.
Yeah, kind of.
I thought they did a good job with it, but they did better than the Fantastic Four Green Lantern did.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty stuck on the whole ego being a celestial thing. That annoys the ever living crap out of me.
No one cares but you.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I wholeheartedly agree. Nobody else probably does care, but it bugs me. I mean, it's such an odd detail to throw in there. They haven't like referenced any other Celestials, and then he's like, "Bam, I'm a Celestial, bitches." What? I mean, the fact that he was like a world-ending, planet with a face, that wasn't good enough.
No.
I don't know. I just didn't see the need to superimpose Celestial upon him. But that being said, Kurt Russell, amazing, did a great job.
Yes, I agree.
Loved every minute of it. I'm just a stickler on some details.
So the next part of Spencer's question, he's got two more things. What to watch since Game of Thrones won't be back forever?
Shannara Chronicles.
Back for forever. There's a typo in there.
I haven't watched a single episode of Game of Thrones, so I guess that might be it.
Yeah, you should watch Game of Thrones. Spencer, if you happen to be listening, Shannara Chronicles is good.
Yep, it's excellent, and it still gives you that kind of magic-y. I mean, there's a lot more magic in Shannara Chronicles,
Nice.
but it gives you the magic-y, gives you the intrigue, it gives you killing off main characters. Like it's good.
Nice.
Spoiler alert: you kill off main characters.
How dare you?
I'm safe.
Yeah, Grace and Frankie is what I've been watching recently. There's 4 seasons on Netflix. It's Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, humor or comedy show that I think is fantastic.
Not for everybody, but I've really been liking Bob's Burgers again. I love this show.
I've never sat down and watched an episode, but my ex would watch it all the time, and so I'd catch snippets of it, and it is hilarious. I have a hard time sitting down and watching comedies for some reason.
Huh.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's hard for me to binge comedies. I think Friends is one I've binged before, and then Modern Family. And other than that,
Never really got into Friends.
I think it's just the lack of an arc that most of them have.
I feel like I need to watch Modern Family, though. I've seen clips here and there, and it was funny.
Modern Family is hilarious, and I think there's 9 seasons now. So
Probably. It's been out a while.
go watch some amazing comedy with that
So
show.
apparently Ben's watch list is just a bunch of crap that's been out for forever.
I mean, I kind of envy you a little bit because you have huge amounts of entire shows you can watch, whereas all my favorites I'm either caught up or mostly caught up. So
Yeah, I'll probably go back and watch Voyager again.
Ooh, another one. If you like sci-fi, The Expanse is probably one of the best shows on TV right now. And the 3rd season is coming back after the Olympics on Sci-Fi. So I'm excited.
Where do I? Oh, on Sci-Fi. So do I have to have a specific streaming capability for that?
Probably.
Okay, I can Google it. That's fine. Sci-Fi. I'm on it.
I hope you find it afterwards.
Okay, thanks.
Has anybody watched Falling Skies?
No. What is it?
I'm not entirely sure. It's just something about aliens attack, and it sounded interesting. It's kind of they've kind of wiped out a lot of humanity, and humanity's trying to fight back. And it's got Noah Wyle from The Librarian.
This is the guy who was on ER, right? The doctor.
Yeah, he's on ER as well. I only know that because I'm looking at IMDb right now. I do not watch ER, but I love The Librarian for some reason. It was amusing.
It's an old
really
show
corny, but it was amusing.
Yeah, the ER is an old show that's not on anymore. It was kind of like the Grey's Anatomy of its time.
Hmm.
It launched George Clooney's career.
Really?
Yep, he was a doctor on ER.
I could have sworn that his career was supposed to have been launched by some vampire movie.
George Clooney?
Yeah.
I think. Are you thinking of Brad Pitt?
Oh,
Because they did the
could have sworn it was Clooney, but I could be very wrong.
him and Tom Cruise did that really famous, well-known vampire movie. I think it was it Interview with a Vampire?
No, it definitely wasn't that. It was like south of the Mexican border and like vampires at a bar. It was really weird. From dusk till dawn, that might have been it.
Huh, I've never heard of that. But anyway, yeah, he was on TV for a long time on that show. And I'm old. That's why I know this.
Oh, dude, from dusk till dawn, it's 96 for crying out loud.
I used to watch ER regularly. It was pretty fun. The last... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Here you go. From dusk till dawn. Here's the description. 2 criminals and their hostages unknowingly seek temporary refuge in a truck stop populated by vampires with chaotic results. That needs to be riff tracked.
That sounds fun.
Oh, it sounds so bad.
All right, so the last part of Spencer's question, we'll get through this, and then I think we'll go ahead and call it. He wanted us to talk about the Overwatch League, which is the professional Overwatch season that's going on right now. Have you guys watched any of it?
I haven't watched any.
I have. I watched, I think, one evening of it, and it was excellent. I'm really happy with the way they've done with it. Yeah.
Me too. I watched the opening night and the main matches. I haven't watched since then. I keep meaning to go back and catch up. But
yeah, they're doing a really good job of it. The thing I appreciate, but at the same time, and hesitant about, is that it is not geared towards people who don't know about Overwatch. Right? They're taking it like they're taking it super seriously, right? So it's like the commentators are doing a game, right? You have to kind of know what the hell's going on. You have to be relatively up to date about who the players are and what they're doing, and they are just gunning for the people who are in the know and keeping them at the brink. And that's really good. It's really hard to bring people who don't know what's going on in.
I was going to say, from that description, that sounds like something I will just probably never be a part of.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, I think that they use game-specific terms, which could be hard to understand. But, I mean, have you ever tried to help someone through their first game of football ever?
I have recently been the person on the receiving end of that. Watching my first game of football on TV. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
How difficult was that?
Yeah, it was brutal. And so what I'm saying is that that's a good thing for the Overwatch League, right?
Right.
You're gaining that core group of followers. At the same time, it's gonna be harder to grow that out. So maybe that's where like YouTube comes in, right?
Basically, great for hardcore, bad for noobs.
Right. Well, my reason of comparing it to the NFL is I feel like it is hard to get into, but the sports industry is kind of always that way.
Yes.
And you can eventually,
that's true.
Eventually figure out what they're talking about.
Yes. And I think that it's good that they took that approach because they need to be taken seriously.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were using terms that took me a while to figure out what was going on. Like by the second or third game, like seeing the example of the thing that they were referencing, I was like, oh, that's what that means. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played Overwatch. I just don't know like the meta, quote unquote, like the best way to like win every type of match or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I'm never up to date on any metas. Ever. I didn't even know when they changed Morgana.
Brutal.
Yeah,
I just jumped in and things weren't working the way I'd hoped.
But yeah, I really like it. I think the team skins and the team's like ability skins has really, really helped. Because I remember watching competitive league in the past, because like since you can change characters mid-battle, and the camera's always jumping to someone new's perspective, you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
But now that you can follow the team colors, you can be like, oh, this is the green team. The green team has, a Mercy, and they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
And
like,
I think my favorite view that you can't get while you're playing, but you can get while in the Overwatch League and watch head view they have of the map and the point, and then you can see the little icons of the characters and how much life they have, if they have their ultimate or not. So you can see the whole map and all the characters shifting at once.
That's really cool.
It's been beautiful. That has been really awesome.
Yeah, I need to get back and watch some more of that because that was really fun. I just need to find time in my TV watching schedule to add video game. That's actually kind of cool because it's like I was. This just goes to show you that I'm really bad at predicting the future and what things are going to last or not. I've been kind of a vocal scoffer of esports. I thought they were silly and that they would never take off, and that like it was ridiculous to try to like pretend that these people are like serious athletes or whatever.
How did those words taste?
They taste great. like black coffee, just going right on down. Very bitter. No. But yeah, so obviously I was wrong, and I now find myself for the first time excited about a specific esport. So that's kind of exciting.
See, it's kind of funny. Like, I was never a big fan of watching football, and then when esports came out, I was like, yeah, still not a fan of watching.
Yeah,
I like to play, but I just don't really care to watch somebody else play.
That's totally fair. And actually, when I tried to watch Overwatch a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'd rather play, right? And so then I just played. And then last week, I picked it up again. I picked up the Overwatch because I had happened to take a 200-point dive in my rating that day when I was playing. And so I was like, well, I'm not playing anymore because I'm just tilted. But
jeez.
But I'll watch it because then I feel like I can get better. And that's just personally how I can view that. And I'd be like, oh, okay, so we can do this kind of composition, or I can take it from that point of view.
Right. Like, I enjoy playing sports every now and then. Like, a friendly game of basketball can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm never going to pretend that I can be anywhere near Michael Jordan.
Of course not.
And so, like, I watch Overleague. I watch Overwatch League.
Same.
And coming to you.
And I see these players doing these things that are just crazy complicated. And being able to, like, since I play it, I understand kind of a little bit more about what they're doing. And I'm just so impressed. And I'm like, I could never do that.
No, I absolutely agree. Mechanically, like when for example, the sniper, she like has a grappling hook, right? And so she can like jump super high in the air. And as she's falling, she scopes and gets a headshot. Like that's mechanically impossible for someone who plays, once or twice a day, right? But the general macro mechanics of, hey, this particular group of heroes that you can choose from work well together. Oh, I never thought to put those characters together. But now when, I happen to queue up and they're like, I picked these 4 characters. I'm like, ooh, I saw that in competitive. I could pick this character and that works. Even though I can't make the shots. I can't actually do what they do.
Right.
I'm at least picking the completely off composition character.
Yeah, that's true. You can definitely pick up some of the general strategies from watching the pros. I think that's really cool too. I just enjoy watching people do crazy things that I can't do.
Right, those are just beautiful, marveling moments where you're like,
right. It's like why I watch the Olympics and like why I'm really excited for the Olympics to come back. It's like
no. We watch the Olympics for reasons. Let's be honest.
That's more Summer Olympics, and that's the gymnastics. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair.
I'm not kidding, but
kidding, not kidding.
Kidding, not kidding. But yeah, like that's So I think it's cool that that's taking off and doing well. So
I can totally get liking, like the random clips, like where somebody does something crazy awesome. That stuff is fun, but I don't know. Those clips all get posted, so I catch those without having to watch it, in its long, detailed glory, shall we say.
That's fair.
Yeah, to each their own. I think it's funny. We each have a different approach to it, which is cool. So
All I can think of now is that old clip with Alistair on League of Legends, like flashing into the shot
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and then cueing the Titanic theme song.
That's a great video.
Love it.
All right. Well, I think that'll do us for this episode. So I'm going to head and lead us on out. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to another episode of the Brief Nerdity podcast. If you'd like to submit some listener questions, you can do so on Facebook, Twitter, our website at briefnerdity.com, or send an email to briefnerdity@gmail.com, and we will add your question to our ever-growing list of listener topics. And we also encourage you to go to briefnerdity.com/iTunes to check out our feed there. And if you could go there and leave us a comment and a rating, that helps us to get found by more people. So that would be fantastic of you. And feel free to also share the episodes on your social medias and get more people joining in the awesomeness that is the Brief Nerdy podcast. So
Do it.
Once again, I am Trent. I'd like to thank Ben and Ted for joining us this week.
Thank you, Trent.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, everybody.